Good morning, YouTube. So how are you guys doing today? So we had a skip of snow and we had a really big low pressure storm drop in on us. We got thick fog, freezing fog. It has warmed up a little bit. It's probably about like 31 degrees, so it's pretty decent weather. Good day to get out here. But since we had that pressure drop, the char were in here shallow, but I'm putting money on it that they probably pushed more out to about 15, 20, 25, 30 foot. So while we're fishing the deep water today, we're gonna touch a subject that is kind of a touchy subject here in the Matsu Valley right now. We are going to target some invasive pike. There are quite a few really big pike in this lake. I have a really good chance, if I drop a line down today, I have a really good chance of getting a good sized pike. And yeah, so the Alaska Department of Fish and Game has ordered us to kill as soon as it hits the ice, so it'll be rare, but you guys might see me kill a fish today. I'm kind of excited to get out and do it. Actually, I got 2 tip-ups. You're allowed to run 5 tip-ups. It opened up November 1st. You're allowed to use up to 5 tip-ups. You have to use no more than 2 single hooks. You have to use 1 full piece of bait fish, like a herring or a smelt, and anything you catch other than a pike on that tip-up immediately has to be released. So catch a burbot on it, he has to go back. There are burbot in this lake that can probably eat a whole herring, so there's a possibility, but it's pretty rare. So today I'm going to be targeting the weed beds for pike, and I think I got a pretty good chance of picking one up today. And then I'm going to kick out a little bit deeper while I'm fishing my flags. I'm going to go out here and do a little bit of char fishing, so hopefully we get a double whammy today. We get to pull out some big pike out of this lake, and who knows, we'll see how it goes. I've always wanted to do it, and I've done it a few times, but been pretty unsuccessful. But I think it's the time of year right now that will be a good time to get in here and do it. So, all right, we'll see you guys soon. Remember to hit like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. All right. All right, guys, I got one of my tip-ups set up here. So basically, I went ahead and took my steel leader off. I'm running 30-pound fluorocarbon on here. It's just a lot less visible. I don't think we're gonna get any pike that's gonna cut it. I would put a single hook there, and then a stinger hook on the back. I'm gonna put them about mid-back here. Really don't matter so much where you hook them. You just want that thing sitting somewhat decent. We're gonna drop them down. We're going to set the depth with my sonar here. My flag on. I like to take my flags off when I'm not using them. That's that. Guys, so I got the tip up set, and kind of curious to see how this plays out. I got one right here, and I got one right over here. Right underneath me, there's a nice cabbagey weed bed. So hopefully those pike are cruising through there looking for an easy meal and see this herring hanging there and bop them. 50-incher. Here we go. Alright, now we're off to deeper water to go target some char. Alright guys, so I dropped my deucer down the hole and marked the fish, so I was like, I'll hit the record button and see if we can catch one on demand here. I'm going to go ahead and start out with a 2-inch gets it tube jig with a little teardrop sips dodger, trolling dodger. Let's see. I got some flags out over there. It's kind of cool to catch some pike today. It's been a while since I caught a pike. I just get so infatuated with chasing the char on this lake, I just forget completely altogether to do a tip-up day and see if I can't pull some pike out of the lake. But I figure, what the heck, I ain't gonna be moving a whole lot today, so it's a good day to go ahead and get the tip-ups out there. So that's that's what I did. I'm marking a fish, so pretty light there. Always check your drags. You don't when you first hook them, you don't want too much drag there. You'll notice I run my drags pretty loose. You want enough drag, that way when you set the hook, you get a good firm hook set. But at the same time, you want them just to be able to get that first initial whoop, run out. Because these char, when you hook them, they'll just boom, they'll just blow up and take off in one direction. And if you have your drag too tight and you put too much tension on them, that hook will pop right out. So it's always important, check your drag and make sure you're all set up for that. And I'm gonna stop talking here because maybe I'm spooking this fish, it seems like. Alright guys, I think it's a rainbow. I'm pretty sure I got a school of rainbows under here. But he made a good run, so there's another good run. Definitely want to get eyes on this fish. Oh yeah, it's a nice fish. Nice rainbow. Gosh, the rainbows just seem to be getting bigger and bigger in the lake this year. I had a feeling I had a school of rainbows underneath me. Because I had just caught a little tiny dink. I didn't even get a camera on him. He was so small. I dropped it back down and this guy came in. Let's see. There we go, Char. I had a good look at him. If I got a char, I just got a really colored char. Oh, I got a nice colorful char. I don't know. Now that I take that back in my mind there, it might be a nice rainbow. I need to get him in here because my GoPro's been kicking off. Oh, it's a nice rainbow. All right. Bam! Look at that rainbow. Man, they're just getting bigger and bigger. He's got all kinds of little parasites all over him. Sit him here. Try to control him nicely. All right. Bam! That's what's up. All right. That there is definitely a wild bow. Solely based on your attitude. If you have a good attitude and you feel like you're gonna catch fish, you're gonna catch fish. The moment you get out here and you start being hard on yourself and down on yourself, going, this lake sucks, I ain't gonna ever catch fish in this lake, you'll instantly stop catching fish and it'll turn into the worst lake ever for you. But if you come out here with a positive attitude, you'll get into fish. Simple as that. It's a tough lake to fish just because you can't use bait, but believe it or not, when you come out here and you use tons of artificial baits and you don't have to rely on a fish coming up to a bait, you'll see that artificial baits actually work a lot better than a real bait would work actually. So, I mean, don't look at the artificial bait as a disadvantage. Look at it as an advantage, and now you get to kind of broaden your horizon a little bit and really start targeting these fish on a sport level. Not saying that bait fishing isn't on a sport level, but when you get into these artificial baits and you get into the action and the lines and just all this stuff that makes so important to catching these trophy fish, because these trophy fish don't get big by going up to a 30-pound leader on a huge hook, biting a piece of shrimp. They don't get big doing that. They get big by being picky about what they want to eat, and they'll find a good food source that they know is safe, and they'll gorge on it so they can sit there and get fat. So when a big one swims by and they see some big goofy thing bouncing around that simulates nothing that they would ever eat, they're just not going to take it. So that's how these big char get big. So that's why it's really important just to, really pay attention to the details. Clean your line, use good action tubes, use you know, good attractors to bring them in, because char are really a visual fish. They'll see a flashy thing from 50 yards away and go, hey, I better go check that out. It looks like a school of bait fish or something. And that's why we use these big dodgers. We do that to attract them in and bring them in, and then we'll have like a little, you know, one foot leader with a little finesse tube on there, and that's just bam, getting it done. So there's a lot to it, but once you get out here and you put a little bit of time on the lake, you know, or on any lake, you get to know it, and you get to know these habits of the fish. You start to use sonars, you get to really see, you know, you'll see that fish come in, he'll look at it and he'll be like, ha ha, I'm out of here, I ain't falling for that one again, because they know, and you can see that on the sonar once you fish with these sonars. So yeah, man, my attractor, and I got a leader, and then I got a tube jig. So that's why you're seeing 2 marks on the sonar. When I jig that up, it goes up and down. When a fish shows up in the column, I'll have a 3rd red mark in there, and usually it'll be moving pretty fast, just depending on what type of fish it is and all that good stuff. But yeah, hopefully I can get a mark here to show you guys a little bit what everybody's using, what the whole craze of the fish finder is all about. I think he's just a little guy. Never know. Never know. Rainbow. Little dolly. That little char, I mean. He sure was finicky. He sure was finicky. Oh my god, right here. He just come flying up through the hole. What's up, you little runt? Look at that little char. Go figure, this guy's the one that's got the guts to hit a jig today, huh? Alright, little guy. Come on back, get bigger. Hey, we don't want to go back. He's about the right size for pike bait, huh? It's illegal. I would never do that. So I got him to buy it, so maybe I can get his big brother to buy it. I got him on the green tube jig. I'm fishing about 25 foot of water. We just need his big brother now. Alright guys, so my whole game plan for the day was to get a big pike on a tip up here, but unfortunately no pike has came through, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out, and I'm gonna jig this hole for a minute and see. I'm just gonna go ahead and take that flag off so it doesn't get damaged, and we're gonna reel this in. Maybe we should give it a few jigs, huh? Maybe one's just laying down there. Sometimes they just lay down there and stare at it. Freaking pike drive me nuts. I don't think so, though. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and reel this one up, and we'll jig this hole, and we'll leave my other one fishing. And who knows, maybe here in the last 10-15 minutes we'll get us a pike. Not looking good on the pike, folks. Only got one. Only got one Arctic char today too, and he was a little guy. So this high pressure has definitely changed things up a little bit, or the low pressure. We still got him here, huh? Alright. Oh, hey, Boski. Nice bow. I think the bows are just getting bigger in here. Alright, unhook yourself. Bam, not a bad bow. Real pretty color. Let me get them back in there. There you go, mister.
Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry. Be happy. In every life we have some trouble. But when you worry, you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy now.